tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now, 7 o'clock, time for another Arrow Blues here on the Friday Night Blues Show. And I must say that the first Friday of 2019 has been a bit of a steamer here in the Wairarapa, and it's still a beautiful evening out there, quite hot, and it's certainly boiling here in the studio. Opening up the show tonight there, Kim Wilson, and a song called Searched All Over from a album he put out in late 2017 called Blues and Boogie Part 1. Tonight on the show I'm going to play some of the music that I bought this past year, 2018, and it's a bit of a guess, but hopefully I've got things reasonably right. About halfway through the year we moved house and moved into Masterton, and as a result of that my music collection got a little bit altered, if you like. I didn't know where things were. Hopefully I've got them back in some sort of order, but the problem is that I had a method of putting new music aside until I'd had a good play with it, and so it was relatively easy to identify stuff I'd bought in the last 6 or 12 months, but during the shift that got put in with everything else, so I've had to rely on my memory, which at my stage is probably not the best idea.
Till the sun comes up. Let's have a house party tonight. Let's have a house party tonight. Come on, everybody, let's house party tonight. Come on, y'all. Hey, kid, bring that woman on over here. Hey, Millie, give me a little bit of that stuff you're smoking over there. Hey, Brad, what do you want to cold ones?
As I said, hopefully all these songs were bought last year, but if I was wrong, they would have been bought the year before, but I think most of them were bought last year. That was a track by a group that comes from Chicago called the Cashbox Kings, the song called House Party, and they certainly have a traditional Chicago sounds, a great album, that one, and I have been meaning to jump on to Amazon and get another couple of their albums because they're great fun to listen to. Next up, we've got a track, and this is from an LP that I definitely bought last year. In fact, I bought it last Thursday down in Wellington.
Special
That was a track from an LP put out by the American guitarist Stefan Grossman, and the song was Special Rider Blues, and the singer on that track was the British blues singer Joanne Kelly. Stefan Grossman was born in New York and became part of the folk scene in New York around about the same time as Bob Dylan and a lot of those other folk singers were singing in Greenwich Village, and he joined various vocal groups from time to time singing folk songs and also blues songs as well. More latterly, he has left the singing to others and just plays the guitar, and has concentrated on becoming I suppose, an academic on blues music in the States. He's produced a lot of books on the history of blues and how to play blues guitar, as well as tuition booklets for budding guitarists as well. So that album came out, I'm not quite sure, would be somewhere in the 1970s, I would imagine. It features a couple of tracks with Sun House as well, so we might have another a track from that one. And the album's called Country Blues Guitar, and it certainly is full of some great acoustic country blues.
Checking on my baby, find out what she put down. Checking on my baby, found out what she put down. So many nights and days I have been out of town. You know, I wouldn't call home, I would not even write. Yeah, I wouldn't call home, I would not even write. Then I caught me a plane, I flew to town that same night. You know, I wouldn't call home, I would not even write. Yeah, I wouldn't call home, I would not even write. Then I caught me a plane, I flew to town that same night. I checking on my baby, if I'm the what she'd put down. Checking on my baby, if I'm the what she's putting down. so many nights and days. I had been out of town. I was gone too long.
There's a track there from the Florida-based band called Backtrack Blues Band, and their version of Chicken on My Baby, which is an old Sonny Boy Williamson song. That band's been based in, I think it's Tampa Bay in Florida, but it's definitely in Florida since it was organised and founded in the early 1980s. I think it was around 1981 that band was formed, and it's still going well. Amazing to think that's been going 37, coming up 38 years, putting out some great blues music really based around the Chicago sound. They brought the time to 21 minutes after 7 o'clock here on Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, and this is the Friday Night Blues Show. One of the other CDs I bought was a CD of B.B. King, and this one covers 4 of his earlier LPs on 2 CDs, and I've picked a track from an album that was called Singing the Blues, and that came out in 1957, and like most blues albums coming out in the mid to late 1950s, they just filled them up with the singles that the artists had put out, but there's the odd original one as well. The track I've picked is B.B. King and his version of 10 Long Years.
Oh, I had a woman. She was nice and loving to me in every way. Loving to me in every way. Oh, she used to love me, bring my breakfast to the bed every day. Oh, for 10 long years, yeah, she was my pride and joy. Joy. alone. Well, the reason I sing these blues, yes, you know my baby's gone.
Yeah, catch my horse, saddle up my black man. Catch my horse, saddle up my black man. You know, find my baby, Lord, in the world somewhere. You know, he's a saddling horse, and he don't deny his name. The silent horse, he don't deny his name. You know the way you travel, low down under the shame. You know, poor little girl asked me, mister, let me ride. Oh, she asked me, mister, please, now let me ride. He said, I wouldn't mind it, honey, but this Empire State ain't mine. Oh, he got 4 stocking feet and great long old curly mane. 4 stocking feet and great long old curly mane. The way he can travel is a low down, dirty shame. Yeah, I hit him a lick and I sport him round on the side. Oh, a lick and I sport him round on the side. A pretty little gal still ask me, mister, please let me ride.
The Great Sun House there and a New Pony Blues, and that's a track from that album put out by Stefan Grossman. That would have been recorded in the 1960s after the rediscovery of the Great Sun House. The track before was, as I said, from a CD that included 4 of B.B. King's early LPs from the 1950s, and the same people that put that out also put out a CD, and it features Howling Wolf and Muddy Waters, 4 classic albums, and I must have a look at what else they have got, because the quality on these CDs is pretty good. Just looking at the back, there is one there by Champion Jack Dupree that I've got, and there's another one by Memphis Slim. But also looking at it, there's one there featuring Big Bill Brunsey. So the tracks are from Howling Wolf's classic LP that came out in the late 1950s, early 1960s, and that album was just simply called Howling Wolf, known as the rocking chair album because the cover features an old wooden rocking chair and a guitar. So from that album I've picked Down in the Bottom, and the Muddy Waters album came out in 1959 and it was called Sings Big Bill Broonsy, and I've picked out I Feel So Good. But first off we'll start with Mr. Wolf.
child.
Muddy Waters there, and I feel so good from that 4 LP pack. The other Muddy Waters LP on that one is Muddy Waters at Newport, which is certainly a classic LP. While it was on, just looking at the TV monitor, and you would have seen it if you are watching this through a Wairarapa TV, the pictures coming in from Castle Point show a magnificent day out there. The pictures are somewhat delayed, and they're not live, but they are delayed. But they were taken today, and just looking at beautiful sea conditions and lovely weather out there as well at Castle Point. It's coming up 24 minutes to 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and just looking at the temperature on the clock, which measures the studio temperature. It's showing 28 degrees, which is probably the reason why I'm starting to feel rather warm. One of the other albums I bought this year was an album that was released this year by Marcia Ball, the piano player from Louisiana and Texas, and the album's called Shine Bright, and the track that I've picked is a track called Take a Little Louisiana, and I picked that because it's a bit of a Zydeco blues song featuring piano, accordion, as well as piano.
Well, it's a pretty good way from here to there, and lines are loose everywhere. Put your foot in a pile of blues, and if I may, I will tell you what to do. You take a little Louisiana, you take a little Louisiana, you take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Well, who knows what lies around the bend? It could be good, but then again, it could be empty, cold, and bare. And like I say, you better be prepared to take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. But keep it kinda handy, 'cause you will never know. One day you may really need it. You can see the writing on the wall. All you got to do is read it. Well, days are few and full of woe. At least the Bible tells us so. So get your loving while you can. It's always good to have on hand. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go. Now keep it kinda handy, 'cause you will never know. One day you may really need it. You can see the writing on the wall. All you got to do is read it. Yes, read it. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana. You take a little Louisiana with you everywhere you go.
Buddy Guy also released an album this year. The album called, what it was called, The Blues is Alive and Well, and features some great tracks from the old Chicago legend. The one I've picked out is a song called Cognac, and I only picked this out because it features Jeff Beck and Keith Richards along with Buddy Guy, and gives you a chance to work out who's the best guitarist.
It goes down really nice. Costs $200 a bottle, and that's a damn good bargain price. Talking about cognac, liquid gold in every sip. Yeah, look at here. Let's play some blues. While we all take a little nip. Now reefer make me mellow, and whiskey make me wild. Get a couple of glasses, and let's get drunk in style. I'm talking about cognac. Now, it sneaks up on you strong. Yeah. If the late Buddy Water was here drinking with us, that bottle would be 10 times gone. No more money, but I got Keith Richards. How about you, Beck? Come on in here now. Good smooth, good and smooth, good and smooth. Stretch your neck and next with me. Let me tell you about this woman. When she'd get tight, give her double shot of Remy Ma next so the Lord you rock it right. Talking about cognac. XO cognac, that is. And it goes right to your head. Yes, it do. How well do I know? You know it will cure the living, and a damn sure raise the dead. Let me say that again. You know it will cure the living, and a damn sure raise the dead.
Buddy Guy there singing and playing all about cognac. Next up, we've got a track from an album I bought earlier in the year by Monster, Mike Welch and Mike Ledbetter. The album's called Right Place, Right Time, and the track I've selected is a song called Goodbye Baby, which is an old Elmore James song.
Knock
You can hear the Elmore James connection on that, can't you? It's Elmore James's It Hurts Me Too with new words. That brought the time to 9.5 minutes to 7 o'clock time now for a track by the Canadian band called Downchild.
She got sweet corn pudding and crawdad bowl. He likes blues from the Delta and a rock and roll. Maple syrup on his pancakes with country smoked ham. Oh, and a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Oh, and a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Everybody party, everybody dance. Gonna grab your woman and take her by the hand when a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Jumping at the juke joint, popping in a bar. She like walking down the country road, he's driving in his car. Shotgun weddings and one-night stands. Oh, and a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Oh, and a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Everybody party, everybody dance. Gonna grab your woman and take her by the hand when a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Whiskey and Canadian rye, homemade biscuits and a slice of sugar pie. People talking words even one can understand. When a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Oh, when a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Everybody party, everybody dance. Gonna grab your woman and take her by the hand when a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Crawdad bowl. He likes blues from the Delta and a rock and roll. Maple syrup on his pancakes with country smoked ham. Oh, and a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Oh, and a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Everybody party, everybody dance. Gonna grab your woman and take her by the hand when a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man. Gonna grab your woman and take her by the hand when a Mississippi woman meets a Mississauga man.
Finish up the show tonight with a guy called Barrel House Chuck, and he was a piano player around Chicago for a long time. Played with Kim Wilson's blues band until his death in December 2016. And this is from an album he put out called Driftin' From Town to Town, their version of Chuck Berry's 30 Days.
To get back home, I done talked with the gypsy woman on the telephone. I'm gonna send out a worldwide hoodoo, that'll be the very thing that'll suit you. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. Oh, 30 days. future. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. I done talked to the judge in private early this morning. I done took it to the sheriff's office to sign a warning. I'm gonna put a false charge against you. That'll be the very thing that'll send you. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. Oh, 30 days. Oh, 30 days. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. I'm gonna put a false charge against you. That'll be the very thing that'll send you. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. From the judge, I'm gonna take it to the FBI on a personal grudge. If I can't get no constellation, I'm gonna take it to the United Nations. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. Oh, 30 days. Oh, 30 days. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days. If I can't get no constellation, I'm gonna take it to the United Nations. I'm gonna see if you be back home in 30 days.
Barrel House Chuck there, bringing to a close another edition of the Friday Night Blues Show, which was the first broadcast all over the wonderful and hot Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7.